Angelina Barbie Lukas in the red corner, and Deborah Anahi Lopez in the blue.
Lukas just marches out across the ring, starting early, and attempts a big right hand on Deborah. Deborah does a very good job to just stay on the back foot, but Lukas straight into the action for this 10-round affair.
Yeah, so Lukas with a 11-fight professional record with 10 victories, 1 defeat, no draws, and Lopez with double the amount of experience, 24 fights on her record, 21 victories, 2 defeats and 1 draw.
So straight into the action and no time off, and Lukas just with her very typical style of just marching forward, blitzing her opponent, and just coming forward with lefts and rights from every angle possible, and just constantly stays in your face. And she can do this for an entire fight. So this is the first time she might be up against a boxer such as Deborah, who likes to move around, buy the time, and you can already see the footwork difference for Deborah. She's being very careful not to engage in action with Lukas.
Yeah, Angelina Barbie Lukas, very aggressive brawling style, loves to take the fight to her opponent. Lots of dirty boxing from her as well. Great left hook, straight right, landed by the Kazakhstani fighter.
And I've always described Lukas's style as a young Oscar De La Hoya, which is just constantly on the balls of your feet, bending at the knee, and just marching forward with straight punches, almost keeping your hands at your hips, but just marching those punches forward. And it was very common for Oscar De La Hoya to blitz his opponent and really take them out in the 3rd and 4th round, just through sheer aggression and obviously exhausting your opponent. So Deborah has definitely got her work cut out for her. 10 seconds already, and this has already been a very fast round.
The clapper goes for 10 seconds. Lopez going to the body earlier on, and that is the end of the first round.
Matchup.
Here we go, round 2 on the way. The man in the know, Mr. Jimmy Bowe, giving his spiel on this matchup. This is a 10-round affair. And here we go into round 2. 2-minute rounds for these female athletes. Great barrage of body punches landed by Angelina Barbie Lukas.
And the great thing here is Deborah is firing right back. Deborah is not allowing herself to get bullied by Lukas, because Lukas can overwhelm you with shots and really make you submit to her style. Deborah's got to fire back, really gain the attitude of Lukas that you're not going to quit, you're not going to be bullied, and this is where you need to be inside the clinch. Be very, very active and not allow the stronger, more active fighter like Lukas to bully you. So Deborah needs to just keep on her game plan and really be aggressive back.
Yeah, Deborah on the outside here, just using a lot of lateral movement against Lukas. Needs to stay off the ropes. Dirty boxing in the clinch as well from Lopez.
Yeah, Deborah there definitely was throwing shots to the back of the head. I mean, it usually isn't intentional inside the clinch. You're just trying to swing for whatever you can catch. But there they go once again, back into the clinch. And we often see this with Lukas's style as well. She is a front foot fighter. She's always coming forward. And this is very common to see. Deborah needs to tangle Lukas up and then get back. But right now, Deborah hasn't really landed much of anything. She stayed on the back foot, but hasn't really flicked that jab. Is she trying to wait for Lukas to maybe get tired? But we're going to see, and there we see it inside. They start to become explosive.
Yeah, I mean, Lukas at times looks like she's under a lot of distress in this fight when it's not going her way in this round. And Lopez definitely does need to play on it. Good jab there from Lopez, ducking under a potential counter as well as she threw it.
Yeah, you make a good point there. You've got to use it against them. You know, one thing that they say is you can Deborah needs to have done her homework on this fight. She knows what Lukas is capable of. Lukas is already in the center of the ring. The referee should really just be pulling her back and letting them come to the middle when he lets them.
Yeah, the referee is the 3rd man in charge. Yeah, we have 2 minutes to 2-minute rounds on this title fight. Good short, sharp 2-punch combination from Lukas.
And you can see Deborah's now not really got her backs against the ropes like she did in that opening round. She's almost a foot ahead now than she was before, and that is a sign of someone who's starting to set things up. So a nice jab to the body with the right hand upstairs as well. And that's what you need to do. Keep using that aggression, jabbing to the body. If someone marches towards you, jab them to the body, let them walk into it.
Good right hand there from Deborah. Angelina Lukas has really been controlling this fight a lot with short bursts of getting in and out of the pocket. And Deborah showing a bit of sign of life with her counter game with the right hand and coming in with her own aggressive two-punch combo, but landing with that left hook.
And you can see Deborah is almost dipping down with that lead looping hook upstairs as well. So what Deborah's doing is it's almost like a check hook, but you almost throw it downwards. So instead of moving or pivoting on the check hook, she's actually just dipping down. So it works the same way. And Angelina Lucas's aggression will work towards that shot landing a lot harder. So look at what Deborah's trying to land. Deborah's trying to land a lead hook without pivoting. And you notice here, Lukas doesn't necessarily just cut off the ring. She follows you whilst cutting it off as well. So she's willing to be in front of you whilst trying to herd you into a corner. The referee has got to take control here because both fighters have been hitting in the clinch every time.
Yeah, even when the referee had his hand on the back of one of the fighters, they were still hitting each other. Referee definitely needs to be a lot more assertive.
Sometimes it's bringing them into the center of the ring, telling them who's in charge, and then basically telling them that, and this is what I was expecting. Speak of it. Great.
Here we go, going around 4 now. We are set for 10 if it goes the distance. Lukas in the red corner with the purple gloves and Lopez in the blue corner with the blue gloves.
And Deborah now a little bit more active with that jab, but she's circling to her left, which is going to walk onto Lucas's right hand. She's got to be very careful to switch up her footwork as well. You don't want to walk onto someone's right hand. You want to circle to their weaker hands that they're not using. Referee quickly in there to break them up.
And Deborah throwing her punches and ducking at the same time, like moving her head off the center line, almost killing two birds with one stone. Moving her head so that she doesn't get hit and then landing a punch as well to damage her opponent.
Yeah, the spearing jab, it's where you almost throw an upwards jab and dip your head to the right or the left. And you're basically trying to get more leverage on the shot, but like you said, kill two birds with one stone. Throw a shot and get out the way of their possible counter.
Hit and not get hit. The secret of the sweet science of boxing. It's very difficult to achieve, but when you do, it can definitely give you a successful career. I mean, we saw Floyd Mayweather be the best, but one of the best boxers of all time with just that motto.
Yep, hit and don't get hit. I mean, that is what boxing is all about, but also making it a show as well. A lot of theater needs to be involved. Angelina Lukas does not want to take any time off, and that is a killer instinct inside her. She does not care if you want to take time off. She went back at you. Deborah's got to be very careful because she's up against a very feisty fighter like Angelina Lukas.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Jimmy. And here is Lukas again, making this a dirty fight. Surprised that she didn't get told off by the referee for pushing her forearm down more on Deborah.
I think the referee is going to be a little bit more active later on going on. It almost looks like she was chomping down on her arm there, but yeah, the referee needs to do something.
She literally just did it then as the referee was breaking it up, just put all of her weight down on the back of Deborah.
Dominate your opponent, but here we are in round number 5, so this is the deciding round in my view.
So on your unofficial scorecard, 2 rounds apiece at the moment, Jimmy?
I mean, I think Angelina Lukas is winning outright right now. I think she's just dominated the rounds because she's landing punches and she's taking the punches to her opponent as well. And again, the referee back into the action. It almost looks like Angelina chomped down on her opponent's arm. And we've seen this in boxing before as well, where as soon as someone's arm's in the way, they just chomp down. So let's see what the referee does about this.
Yeah, that was a very dirty move there from Angelina, if that was what she was planning on doing. Right hand, though, just bulldozing Deborah at the moment. Deborah getting warned for a hit in the back of the head.
And I think he's going to take a point away if she does it again, by the way. And we very seldom see this in these particular fights, in these arenas, is they don't take enough points away, in my view. They do a lot of warning, but they don't really stick to the game plan. And if you don't take points away, fighters will just know that they can break the rules without any consequences. So I like that the referee is just straight in this one and really taking control. But as we were talking about earlier, I think Angelina Lukas is definitely winning this fight. She's landed more shots, she's being active, she's being aggressive. I just think Deborah hasn't really adjusted to what she needs to do. She knows how to do it, but she isn't executing it.
Yeah, couldn't agree more, Jimmy. Lukas controlling the center of the ring, diving back into the pocket, and Lopez going down low to use the clinch. Lopez just seems to be Lukas
smothering herself.
She keeps on getting beaten to the punch.
Well, she's smothering herself with her shots as well. So when Lukas comes in, instead of stepping back and trying to land a fully extended clean punch, she keeps like kind of folding up on herself and not really getting the shots off that she wants. So we know what Deborah's trying to achieve. She's just not able to release those shots the way Call will be fighting once again. Here we are, Ali. We're going back into the 6th round.
Yeah, here we go, round number 6. So Angelina Lukas in the red corner with purple gloves, and then Deborah Anahi Lopez in the blue corner with blue gloves. Such a scrappy style, though, from Angelina Lukas. As soon as she finds a flow, it's really difficult to get her out of it.
Yeah, and it works for her. Like, you know, if you remember Joe Calzaghe would just do the exact same thing in every fight, and it would work for him. He was an unbeaten boxer. He literally told you what he's going to do in every fight, and it was still hard for people to beat him. And that is where the referee should really be warning him now, because that is hitting after the bell, and hitting after the break several times over.
All getting a bit heated here. Lopez was able to get out of that exchange and land a few shots to the head on Lukas. She was not happy about that, Jimmy.
Deborah needs to go to that 1-2 now. It worked well just then. If Deborah wants to win this fight, she needs to believe in the jab and the right hand. It doesn't even have to land clean. It just has to be active there. That's the one we're talking about. If Angelina's marching towards you, try and time her blitz, try and time her movement, and then throw that 1-2 as she comes in. But that's the only way I think Deborah's going to win this fight, is a constant 1-2 battle.
Deborah trying to come upstairs with that right uppercut, but I was missing the mark. She may as well just, she was just scooping air at that point. Great right hook though on the inside, and a referee calling time. Okay, now here we go. Referee taking control, taking a point off of Deborah for hitting the back of the head. He did warn her. That was her 3rd warning. Like Jimmy said, we've been really calling for this.
And this is what we needed to see. A big right hand landed by Deborah. Is this the wake-up call she needed? And this is what we needed from the referee, taking the point away, proving to people you cannot get away with breaking the rules in boxing. But Angelina Lukas, to me, is also very close to losing a point. 10 seconds on the clapper. That was one of the best punches. So if she didn't get that point taken away, Ali, she would have won this round.
Okay, there you go. That is the end of the round.
We see this quite often in boxing, which is the balancing effect. He lets them take a point and then he takes a point from the other one, so it kind of goes even Stevens once again. Yeah,
a lot easier for the judges ringside to score the fight. We go round number 7. We are set for 10 if we get that far. So Lukas getting told off in between rounds that she can't push down on the back in the clinch.
But we know this is going to happen again, so I'm curious to see how the referee is going to do it. And there we see it once again. Pulling down on the back of the head. And I'm very curious if the referee is going to take a point from Lukas here as well, just to kind of set the pace. Deborah's doing a lot better now. We're in round number 7, though it might be a little bit too late because I think she's lost the majority of the other rounds. But at that last round, it was that right hand, to me, that really set the pace. But is it enough? And
there's another right hand right there, Jimmy, just as you said that.
A great right hand, and that's the punch that's going to win this fight for her. The 1-2, stick to the basic boxing, maybe throw that check hook, and another situation where she pushes down on his head, pushes down on her head.
Again, Lukas getting in up close and personal. Whoa, it looked like she... Did you see that?
It kind of looks like it's happening. I'm not sure if that's what we're actually seeing. Let us know in the comments as well. Is that what you're seeing? Yeah, and we see it again.
It looks like she's biting her opponent. I've never seen this before. And again, pushing on the back of the head.
You've never seen Mike Tyson bite Evander Holyfield?
No, I have, but I mean, doing it, calling the fight live.
Oh, yeah, I've seen it a few times. I've seen the bite marks on the arms after the fight as well. We've seen it quite often in boxing and MMA as well. I think it's just one of those natural instincts where someone puts something near your face and your mouth, naturally you bite back.
But it's absolutely ridiculous. You're winning this fight. You don't need to do that. You don't even need to push down on the back in the clinch. It's just really dirty tactics from Lukas.
Yeah, it's one of those situations where this is what Angelina likes to do. She likes to make it scrappy. Drama, and here we go.
Yeah, but I mean, there's just an absolutely ludicrous. Why would you consider biting your opponent? What's the point? You're throwing the fight away.
I mean, it's been a very late evening. You might get hungry, you might get peckish. It's one of those things. I just don't know. I don't have a good answer for it. There is no good answer for it, but the surprising factor is the referee hasn't been told about it either. We've seen it several times. And the referee, once again, bringing him into the center of the ring. But look, every fight is like this with Angelina Lukas. She likes to make it scrappy, and it's entertaining. You know, like we said, boxing is theater at the end of the day, and Angelina is still winning the fight. Ricardo Mayorga used to do this all the time. He used to make it very, very awkward. He used to make it very interesting, but he used to win fights.
Right hand there, and Lukas cranking down on the back of her opponent, but referee not saying anything. This is absolutely ridiculous, Jimmy.
Well, it's one of those things where we said Deborah lost the point quite early on, which was a fair point to take. And he's warned Lukas several times for the same thing over and over again, but it keeps happening. So it gets to that point where you're just like, what is okay and what is okay for a warning and what isn't. But now he's letting them fight out, and that's where Deborah needs to be. I hope Deborah's corner is telling her that you're not winning this fight. You need to push the pace right now.
She just needs to go for broke right now and just attack Lukas. She's been waiting too long on the back foot. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting to get a different result, and that is just literally what Deborah is doing. She needs to change things up and just needs to do the complete polar opposite, be aggressive, take the fight to Angelina instead of trying to counter her all the time.
Yeah, and she's had success, because usually you expect with Lukas's style that you're not going to win being aggressive, but Deborah's done fantastic going forward and landed some great shots, and there it looks like it again as well. I think it's just an angle. There's clearly... or twice it got away with it, but I think it's been nearly 4 times in the fight where it looks like that's happened, but we can't say it's happened for sure. It just looks like it's happening, but we will see, and you know, we will have the replay of this fight to watch it back. Anyways, here we are, round number 9, scheduled for 10, Ali.
And Lukas kicks things off with a 1-2 with her first offense of the round. Good right hook to the body there from Lopez. She gets tangled up in another clinch from Lukas.
Back into the action they go. A nice 1-2 being landed as well. So that's the punch combination. That is the winning thing here. But we're in round number 9. We need to do more of that. Big right hands upstairs. Angelina starting to back off ever so slightly. And that's where Deborah should really be setting up that right hand upstairs. And the shot that you use to set up a right hand upstairs is a jab to the body. Jab to the body, right hand upstairs.
Yeah, I mean, Deborah has 21 fights on her record as victories. Only one of those was a win by knockout, so not a massive knockout winner here, Deborah Lopez. But can she pull off an upset here? She's got a minute to go in this round, and then if we get that far, the next round after this, the 10th and final round.
I mean, Angelina Lukas is just a tough competitor. She's always in front of you. She's always coming forward. She's aggressive. She'll do whatever it takes to win the fight. So we will see. We will see what's happening. Again, a lot of people asking what's happening in those replays. We will see later on. You can't hide in the ring.
No, you can't, but I think the referee is turning a blind eye to this. Punches in the clinch from Lukas, dirty boxing from the Kazakhstani fighter. As Lopez backs off, trying to land a check left hook. And punch to the back of the head from Angelina Barbie Lukas. Is the referee going to say anything? No, he's not. What are you doing, referee?
And a big right hand landed, and Deborah goes to the canvas. Considered a slip. Had a very difficult situation, and she's just handled it like an absolute champ.
Yeah, she has, and here it is, 10th and final round. It's been a really dirty fight between these two, quite scrappy, quite sloppy, and it's just been in the clinch the whole time. And again, it looks like Angelina was biting the shoulder of Deborah Lopez, and it was in the referee's blind side, but not doing anything, not seeing it. It's just ridiculous, Jimmy.
Flirting with the rules. You know, look, Bernard Hopkins used to do it, Andre Ward used to do it. They used to hit you on the blind side of the referee. It's a very known thing in boxing, but not like this to an extent. It was definitely a lot cleaner than this. This, to me, is an absolute fight right now. We're not witnessing boxing, we're witnessing a fight. Pushing down on the head once again. The referee's wander at least 7 times. Maybe 8th time will be a charm. We're back into the action, and now pushing her face with her gloves.
In the clinch here. Lukas lands a right hand as she exits. Lopez tries to land the left hook. Uppercut there from Lopez. Great shot from the fighter in the blue corner.
And there we go, tangled once again. And this has just been an absolute clinch warfare for the majority of this fight. Starts off on the out, and a big right hand landed by Lopez there. They tangle up once again. Lopez has just got to give it everything she's got. Less than a minute to go for round number 10. It's now fight or flight.
Again, being pushed down on the back of the head, back of the neck. Lukas, the referee not giving any warning. Ridiculous. Absolutely absurd.
The referee's there to protect you as a fighter. You can't stop them from pushing your head down. You can't stop them putting an elbow out. You've got to hope the referee saves you in those situations. The referee has done no favors to Deborah in this fight, and look, I think Deborah's gonna win more fans for this fight. But look, a great fight. Both fighters put it on the line. They went toe to toe. They did everything they possibly.
Ladies and gentlemen, the first judge scores it 92-97. Second judge scores it 94-95. Third judge scores it 94-95. And your winner, by way of unanimous decision, fighting out of the